Zwom. Doot, 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 doot. BMO.
Hello everyone and welcome to another BMO Creative crypto video. So this one is about the Loveland Frogman. Have you ever heard of the Loveland Frogman? It's pretty famous. The Loveland Frogman is exactly what it sounds like. It is described as a humanoid frog. The creature was spotted swimming in the Ohio's Little Miami River in 1955. Also in 55, on a road that runs next to that river, a salesman by the name of Robert Honeycutt claimed to see 3 of these things. They were reptilian looking on the side of the road. The man pulled over and watched them for a few minutes and says they were 3 to 4 feet tall, had webbed hands and feet, and leathery skin. So here's a drawing I did based on his original description. What was even weirder is that the head was not proportionate to the body. The head was really big on the shoulders. It's like a frog-like head, he said, which were wrinkled and hairless. He also said that some kind of wand floated by them, and when it noticed him, it turns towards him, up over their heads, and starts shooting sparks at him. Other people have drawn it where the frogs are actually holding a wand, kind of like Harry Potter, but he described it as a wand kind of like a drone that was floating next to them, some sort of technology. He freaked out, of course, and drove away. Then, in March of '72, one was seen by Loveland, Ohio police officers. 2 different officers saw this thing on 2 different occasions. And the first is unnamed police officer was driving along Riverside Road and thought he saw a dog laying on the side of the road. How a dog looks like a frog, I don't know. He claimed that the animal suddenly moved across the street, causing him to hit his brakes to avoid hitting it. But when he stopped, he reports that it actually was a large frog-like creature standing on 2 legs, and it grabbed the rail and hopped over it and ran down into the water. His description of the creature was the same as what the businessman said, except the wand. He didn't say anything about a wand. And he added that it looked like it weighed about 60 pounds. So being a professional observer like police officers are, maybe he noted the weight of it. Upon returning to the scene after his shift, he noticed that there were scratches on the railing where the thing had grabbed the rail to hop over. So that shows a level of strength I don't even know. A few weeks later, another police officer, his name was recorded, Mark Matthews, said that he saw the frogman as well. According to his report, he thought he saw an injured animal on the side of the road, very similar to what the first police officer said, that it's on the side of the road, like watching traffic. Matthews stopped to get a better look, and then he got out of his vehicle, and that's when the thing stands up, which freaked him out enough that he pulled his pistol and he shot it. Then it just turns and looks at him, jumps over the rail, and runs into the water. So that's very, very similar description of the thing. Years later, after being visited by men in black suits, this officer, Matthews, he recanted his story, saying that what it really was an iguana that was missing its tail. How that would be scary enough that he would shoot it, I don't know. But he said it was probably released by a local owner, that maybe it got too big for them or something. And he fired his weapon to give credibility to his fellow officer's story that he had seen just like a couple of days prior. So yeah, and since then his story has been removed from public record. In 2016, the Loveland Frogman was spotted by 2 people playing Pokemon Go. Remember that? It was an app on your phone. They emailed the videos to the local news saying, quote, "We saw a huge frog near the water. Not in the game, Pokemon Go. This was an actual giant frog. I took a couple of pictures and a video because I'd never seen one that big. Then the thing stood up on its hind legs." He added, "I swear on my grandmother's grave that this is the truth." So I put the link in the description of what he sent to the local news. It was Fox 19, I believe. Then a blogger, not long after that, a blogger basically took these photos in his house of basically the same thing by using this $20 ceramic frog that lights up. And he says that it's all a hoax, it's a fake. So I'm going to put that that link in the description as well, so you can look at this guy, how he did this, to see what you think about that. So that is actually the whole story. There hasn't been any other official reports of frogman sightings that I could find since then, since 2016. But the legend persists anyway. As far as what or who the frogmen were, no one really knows. Some say aliens, others say genetic experiment, and those are the two typical cryptid explanations for everything. It has to do with aliens or genetic experiments of some kind. Write a comment in the description or in below this video. What do you think it was? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I gotta say I did do my homework on this, and there is actually a legend of frog men or toad men around the Little Miami River. They were called the Chocles, which translates to giant frogs, and they followed and worshipped a even bigger one of these things that was called the Bimu, which is in Indian legends known for blocking up a couple of other rivers, not the Miami for some reason, but a couple of other rivers. But yeah, none of this was mentioned in 1972, 1955, 2016. Nobody ever mentions the Indian myths and legends around that Little Miami River that has to do with these frog people, but Indian legend does talk about it. But of course, nobody ever checks Indian myths and legends of the areas where they live, do they? So there you go. That's going to do it for this one. Thanks so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to BMO Creative for more crypto videos. Thanks. Bye.